Level 1. The Orphan. You're 14. Your mother died of tuberculosis when you were 6. Your father never came back from Manchuria. You sleep under the Shinnamba rail bridge on flattened cardboard and eat whatever the fish market throws out at closing. You have no name that anyone uses. You are invisible. Then a man in a cream linen suit notices you sweeping rain off the steps of a yakitori stand near Dotonbori. He asks your name. Nobody has asked your name in 2 years. He lets you sweep his floor for 100 yen a day. He feeds you. Within a month, you're running sealed envelopes to men in back rooms and standing outside pachinko parlors, counting who enters and exits. They call you Ototo, little brother. They ruffle your hair. They feed you eel rice and cold barley tea, and they treat you like you belong somewhere. This is the trap. Not money, not violence, just the warmth of being counted. You don't know yet that warmth like this always has a price, but you'll find out soon enough. Level 2. The Kobun. You're 16. You've been formally brought into the family, a Kobun, a child of the group. Your Oyabun is Shigeharu Tanaka. He's 54. He sits at the head of a lacquered table in a room above a noodle shop in Namba, and everyone bows when he enters. You bow deepest. That is the structure. The Oyabun gives, the Kobun obeys. He provides clothing, a futon in the back of the gambling den, and 3,000 yen a week. You provide total loyalty, no questions, no exceptions. The local police walk past the den twice a night and wave. They are on the Yamaguchi-gumi's payroll and have been for a decade. The real threat is the prefectural organized crime unit. They can't be bought so easily. One night, a drunk salaryman refuses to pay his 40,000 yen gambling debt. You and 2 others follow him into an alley off Shinsaibashi. Nobody dies, but he pays, cash, counted by shaking hands, delivered at 1 a.m., and you understand in that moment that fear is a currency like any other. You're learning to spend it. The first time you really look at your Oyabun's left hand, you see the pinky is missing at the first joint, smooth scar tissue where the knuckle should be. He catches you looking. Someday you'll understand what that means, he says. He's right. Level 3. The Sakazuki. You're 19. The ceremony takes place in a tatami room above a sushi restaurant in Kobe. The room smells like cedar and cold incense. You sit across from your Oyabun at a low table set with 2 ceramic cups, salted kelp, a whole dried sea bream, and a bottle of kenbishi sake. The ritual is older than the room. The Oyabun's aide pours more sake into Tanaka's cup than into yours. Rank determines volume, always. You drink together in 3 careful sips. This is Sakazuki, the exchange of cups. In this sip, you become family. Not employee, not associate, not friend. Family. The bond is permanent, unbreakable by distance or prison or time. Then the 36 witnesses watch you take the oath. You swear complete loyalty to the Yamaguchi-gumi, absolute silence and total obedience to the chain of command above you. You understand the yubitsume without being told. Disobedience, disgrace, failure. The price is paid in flesh. Your own blade, your own left pinky, the first joint, wrapped in cloth, presented to your Oyabun as formal apology. The door behind you is closed. There is no resignation. There is no retirement. There is no exit clause in this contract. You are 14K now. You are home, and home will never let you leave. Level 4. The Wakashu. You're 24. You've been promoted to Wakashu, senior member. The clan's construction front in Osaka issues you a business card, Yamamoto Kensetsu, Assistant Director of Business Development. You wear charcoal suits and meet with city subcontractors over kaiseki lunches that cost 15,000 yen per head. You ensure that municipal construction bids go to the right firms at the right prices. Your cut flows upward, then returns. You keep 12%. That is 220,000 yen a month, more than a school teacher makes, more than a policeman. You also run the Sokaya operations. The clan purchases single shares in major corporations. You attend shareholder meetings in the third row. You sit quietly. You say nothing. One of Tanaka's lawyers sends a letter 3 weeks before each annual general meeting, suggesting that certain executives might face uncomfortable questions about procurement irregularities. The corporations pay, not to the Yamaguchi-gumi, to a consulting firm registered in Nagoya. 400,000 to 800,000 yen per company per year. The implicit threat is the entire product. Then one of your kobuns steals from a collection, 70,000 yen, skimmed from a restaurant payment. The amount is irrelevant. You report it to Tanaka. You watch what happens. You do not intervene. You go home and you don't sleep. And somewhere in the dark, your mother's face surfaces. She lives in Tennoji, 4 subway stops away, and she thinks you work in real estate development, and you think that she is the last thing that still recognizes you as the boy you were, the last thing that doesn't belong to this. Level 5, the Shate Gashira. You're 33. You command a subgroup. 14 men report directly to you. You are responsible for their operations, their debts, their mistakes. The Yamaguchi-gumi's Osaka branch has expanded into entertainment. You manage 4 hostess clubs in Minami, a karaoke chain in Shinsaibashi, and the money-lending arm that services the district's small business owners. The clubs generate 11 million yen a month. You send 8 million upward. The remainder covers salaries and the monthly tribute to the prefectural police liaison. The money-lending operation works simply. A soba restaurant owner borrows 2 million yen at 30% monthly compound interest to cover a tax bill. By month 3, he owes 7 million. He cannot pay. You don't threaten his family. You never have to. He understands the geometry of the situation without a diagram. He sells his restaurant. The debt is cleared. You acquire the restaurant through a nominee company and lease it back to him at market rate. Everything legal on paper. Then the call comes at 2:30 a.m. One of your men has been caught moving methamphetamine. Not your operation. He was freelancing. It doesn't matter. He belongs to your group. The arrest creates exposure. Your oyabun summons you the next morning. He does not raise his voice. He never raises his voice. He simply looks at you across the lacquered table and waits. You already know what you have to do. That evening, you lay your left hand flat on the tatami. You pick up the small knife yourself. You do not hesitate. Level 6, the Wakagashira. You're 41. You are the number 2 in the entire Kansai division of the Yamaguchi-gumi. You have a driver, a designated office with the syndicate crest carved above the door, a house in Ashiya with a pine garden tended by professionals, 9 fingers. You wore a prosthetic for 3 years and then stopped bothering. The missing joint is a credential. In the rooms where decisions are made, almost every serious man at the table has one. The division generates 15 billion yen annually across construction, real estate, entertainment, lending, pachinko licensing, and an expanding cybercrime operation run by university graduates who have never touched a cleaver. You sit in planning sessions with lawyers and licensed accountants. The line between the Yamaguchi-gumi and legitimate commerce stopped being visible from the outside several years ago. You are the buffer between the kumicho and the street. When something goes wrong, and something always goes wrong, you absorb it first. In 2003, a prefectural crackdown forces the restructuring of the Namba gambling operations. You spend 4 months moving revenue streams into property holding companies. 2 men serve 3-year sentences. You pay their wives and children throughout. This is the code. Loyalty flows downward as well as up. Your own wife left in 1998. She took your son to Sapporo. He is 17 now. She made sure he knows nothing. You send a bank transfer on the 1st of every month without fail. You have not been to Sapporo. You tell yourself it's for their safety. That's half true. Level 7. The Kumicho. You're 50. The old Kumicho is not arrested, he does not die, he simply decides he is finished and names you his successor in a ceremony in Kobe that lasts 4 hours. The senior leadership of the Yamaguchi-gumi fills the room. 34 men, most of them older than you, all of them scarred in their own ways. You command 28,200 members across 21 prefectures. The organization's annual revenue is not discussed aloud, but it is measured in hundreds of billions of yen. Your iresumi, the traditional full-body tattoo that has covered you from collarbone to ankle since you were 29, marks you permanently. Waves and koi and a dragon coiled around your spine in black and red and green. You cannot enter a public bath. You cannot enter most gyms, most pools, most restaurants with visible signage. That has been true for years. Then 2012 arrives and everything changes. Japan's prefectural anti-organized crime ordinances take effect across all 47 prefectures. It is now illegal to conduct business with a known Yakuza member. Banks freeze accounts. Real estate transactions are blocked. Your men cannot lease apartments in their own names. They cannot enroll their children in certain schools once the family name triggers a flag. The law does not imprison you. It simply erases you from the legal economy entirely. Your lawyers build workarounds, shell companies, foreign nominees, offshore structures in Hong Kong and Macau. But the friction multiplies every year. In 2015, one of your senior executives is shot outside a Kobe hotel at 11 a.m. Rival faction. Your response is precise. 2 men. 4 days later. No ambiguity. The press calls it escalation. It is a message. Your son calls from Sapporo. He is 26. He has figured it out. He's been figuring it out for years. He doesn't ask questions. He just says, "Are you safe?" You tell him yes. It is the only lie left that you still mean kindly. Level 8. The Dissolution. You're 58. The National Police Agency has spent 5 years building the case. Financial records, property registries, phone intercepts, and testimony from 4 former members who cooperated with prosecutors. Cooperation with police is the deepest violation the code recognizes, and yet the anti-organized crime laws made ordinary life so impossible for lower-ranked members that some saw no future worth protecting. You are arrested on a Tuesday morning in November at your Ashiya home. 40 officers, press photographers already on the street. Someone called them in advance. You are photographed in handcuffs on your own garden path, the pine trees behind you. The image runs on every network by noon. 39 charges. Money laundering across 4 prefectures. Criminal organization conspiracy, extortion, and accessory to the 2015 murder. Your defense team is the finest in Japan. They delay proceedings for 2 years. It does not matter. You are convicted on 14 counts. 8 years in Osaka detention house. On intake day, officers document your tattoos, photographs, measurements, catalog numbers. The irezumi that took 9 years and 11 sessions to complete is processed as evidence. In the cell, it still covers your body, But the office crest is gone. The driver is gone. The pine garden is gone. Your son visits once in the first year. He sits across from you through the glass partition. He is 29. He looks at your hands on the table, and he sees the left pinky for the first time uncovered, no suit jacket to hide it. He looks at it for a long moment. Then he nods, slowly, the way a person nods when a long equation finally resolves. This is the Yakuza. Brotherhood forged in ritual, enforced in flesh, outlawed by statute. You climb the ranks and surrender a piece of yourself at every level, sometimes literally. The tattoo cannot be removed. The oath cannot be undone. And the cell is the first room in 44 years where no one is asking for your loyalty.